Assholes Anonymous is sponsored by Executive Art on the Executive Art YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
Hello, 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 good people. It is us, Assholes Anonymous.
We bite.
And we back in Executive Art Studios with our great sponsors. Goddamn Max.
I'm over here fucking up.
Right.
It's Saturday, I ain't used to this.
right. The special edition that we got going on. Our sponsors, Executive Art. That's gonna be it for the day. You know what I'm saying? Next to me, I got my man.
Christ the Girls, it's your boy. I'm braided up, beat it up today. Y'all know how we do. One time from mine 205 all the way live. Justin Wood.
Then over on the off-camera mic, we got
your boy Maxwell, aka the Hood Hulk Hogan.
Off the top road.
That's right. Gotta say the prayers of each of we chunks.
And today we have our special guest.
Somebody I've known for quite some time.
Yeah, Mr.
Man, he's a jack of all trades. He mastered a whole bunch of them too. Been knowing this guy since Ramsey High School.
It's terrible high school.
You can't hit on Ramsey. The gift and the curse.
If your chunks been locked up, you need to call him.
Yeah.
He'll get you out. Might take an hour or two, but he got you. Got my boy Marquelon Sigler in the building.
How you doing, Marquelon? Brad here today to chop it up with us.
Hey, man,
you help some of my people get home loans.
Man, just help them get their life together, period.
All kinds of stuff.
If you're in a pinch, you get caught with a brick,
yeah, one of the
that does happen though.
one of the young Democrats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what? He introduced me to them too. Back in the day, he probably don't remember, but
You know what? And it was funny, you know, when I saw you, you was like, man, this is one of the biggest Democrats in Birmingham. I'm like,
I remember he got me
yeah.
to. Do you remember when the Black Tenors came here? Y'all sponsored that event.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? The thing behind power is always the real power. Just because everybody don't see you, don't mean you ain't the power broker. You know what I'm saying? And I know you in certain circles, so just to be able to have a conversation with certain people make you a different kind of power broker.
you know, and it's weird because, you know, one of my mentors just say, you know, so you got the faces of power, the structures of power, the institutions of power. You know, you got to figure out where you align with what it is, and sometimes you're at the wrong table. So these past couple years in Birmingham, I've been trying to figure out my table, man. I'm still trying to figure out.
One more time for people, because you said they kind of the three kinds of tables of power.
Yeah, these are the faces of power.
Faces of power.
The structures of
Talk to the
power.
mic a little more, brother. I'm sorry.
No problem. The faces of power, the structures of power, and the institutions of power. You know, I had mentors to always talk about that. You know, and you got to figure out what table you're going to be at. You know.
Faces of power, structures of power, institutions
of power.
Yeah,
Right.
You know, when we break down, like, you know, the people we have running things, and the people who have the money behind them, and the people who supply the money behind them.
People, right. And that's always the thing. I always say, I'd rather be the person that you need a favor from than the person in front of the camera all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was another thing.
Puppet master.
As a matter of fact, we was actually talking about that the other day at the place that we were at.
Yeah.
And the thing about it was I was telling them, you know, we don't realize what our power base is sometimes, and to be able to wield power, like using a section of town, north side of town. If it's 500 people over on the north side of town, and all of them gave $5 a week, right? That's $2,500 a week. Man. That's $10,000 a month that you could pay towards somebody's campaign, and that the person you paid that money towards the campaign, they owe you a favor now.
Man, you know, real talk, I had this conversation years ago at UAB.
Right.
I promise you, it was like the Black Bird Student Association. So they brought me up there for something. I don't know what I was doing. I was like, look, man, y'all, we want to get, I guess Artur was in here. And I was like,
right.
We want to get Artur Davis to listen to us. Yeah. I said, man, give him some money. That's what I mean. I was like, all y'all in here, if y'all all put together enough money and give him like a $500,000 donation, I guarantee Artur gonna listen to what y'all have to say.
He ain't got no choice.
Exactly.
Because I can come back to him and say, okay, I've been giving you $10,000 a month for the last 3 months. Right? I take that $10,000 and I give it to somebody else.
Somebody who will listen.
Well, at that time, the table that Brother Artur Davis may have been at would have been the face of power.
Yeah, I think so.
I've consistently had you're familiar with my family.
Yeah.
My father was, I guess you could say, he said a couple of those tables, face and structure. And so what I understand is when you have people like a brother Archer Davis, or you have a person like Richard Arrington, you know, people that I was able to be around.
Right.
The people who really I guess put them out there only put certain people out there because, okay, like if I'm a public figure, it's like kind of what Keno said, that when things go wrong, I'm the one that everybody points to.
Right.
And a lot of the times I'm the one who does the jail time, you know, or you know what I'm saying. But when that person gets an accolade, you know, and I'm really the person behind it.
Right.
You know, they have to be inconsistent. You know, they have to consistently be on point, because even though they're at the top, you know, I could always fund, or, you know what I mean, create a way
for somebody else to be in that spot.
Man.
I mean, I agree with you, Justin. Man, I think we in a reset period in Birmingham, you know, because, you know, when I first came back here, you know, from Morehouse, you know, it was, you know, I was like, I had to see how Birmingham had changed when I first came back. That's what really led me getting involved in so much stuff. Cause I like, you know, when I left here, cause I think I worked a year after you, Maxwell. When I left here, man, it wasn't no 280. It wasn't no.
I always been there.
I mean, what it was.
We weren't venturing out there, but it was here.
Right, but,
yeah.
you know, but all this stuff has
Some
changed.
had just got here, I think, when you graduated.
Yeah, when all this stuff had changed, I was like, man, everything has changed. So I kind of like tried to dedicate myself to kind of figuring out the game. And, you know, I worked for a black architect at that time, Carl Exford, and he was like, he would just put me in, because he couldn't go to stuff. So he would just send me to go. That's how I started. And I would go to stuff and I'd be like, damn, I'm the only black person here. I'm the only young black person here. I'm the only black man here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would say something, I'm like, they listen to me, it was like, well, shit, that's what black people think, because he said it. Like, but I don't represent all black people or all black
But
men.
they don't see a lot of us in those spaces.
Exactly. And that's what kind of led me to say, you know what, I gotta start trying to bring other black people in these spaces. And that's kind of what led to this whole, all right, so let's get into this Young Democrats, to get this urban league. That was where I really like, I gotta get
I
other
forgot
black
you did
people.
that too. You were the president at one point, right?
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I did it, because I'm like, man, I don't want to be the only black person in these rooms that people are listening to. And I was never like, you know, it's some, let's be real.
Can we be honest though? If you were, and all we heard was you, you're actually a good representative for what black people need and want around here.
I mean,
Because you've been in the trenches, you've been in the hood, you've been in the penthouse, you've been from the top to the bottom.
I mean, you know, and I was talking to a girl yesterday, I was like, man, I see a lot of different stuff, because like you said, I've done a lot of different jobs. I mean, I've done stuff like being a ship shopper, doing bail bond, I was doing that stuff at the same time.
Oh, that bail bonds be lucrative as well.
It can be, but
it's stressful.
It is stressful, and you get caught on a bad one. For instance, I had a charge back. I ran somebody, get them out on a credit card, and they charged me back that money.
Yeah.
And I ain't see it coming. And next thing I know, my account is negative for a bunch of money. And I'm like, hey, we're gonna take this dude back to jail.
Right.
I need to get this money, or what's gonna happen, you know.
Right.
And, you know, even then, I work for, because I don't own the company. Because being own the company, that's what the real stress is. Because somebody forfeit a bond, I worked for a company once, and they were like, hey, we can't do them in bonds in Shelby County, because somebody, they called that bond due, and like, we owe them like $40,000 so that get resolved. Ain't no more getting down jail. People out of jail in Shelby County, we get that settled.
It ain't gonna work, dog.
Wow.
He live.
Wow.
You live. Hey, it ain't gonna work, dog.
So speaking of bail bonds, see, I would think, because I drive down 6th Avenue a lot, is that an oversaturated field?
No, man, it isn't. I'm gonna tell you, because I've been doing it since, let's see, I picked up in 17, and a lot of people ask how you get into it, man. I had an insurance license, because I used to be at State Farm for a while, and that's how I got property, casualty, life, health, all that stuff. And, you know, I was doing tax at H&R Block too during this time period.
Hustle.
I mean, just trying to monetize my time as much as possible. Like, hey, I need to do this. Right. And this guy said, hey, you got an insurance license? I said, yeah. He said, no, you're doing bail bond? And I was like, does it pay? He said, yeah, it pay cash. I was like, all right, I'll do it then. Now, I've heard from some of the old heads, you know, people who've been doing it for years. They're like, you know, back in the day, you could sit outside Birmingham City Jail and make $1,000 a day easy. I heard that's how it used to be.
Right.
But we have new judges in place who are not as friendly to bail bond. You know, it's a kind of whole get rid of bail bonding movement going across the USA right now.
I did not know that.
It is. Like, I think New Jersey has completely gotten rid of bail
Because
bond.
I don't want to ever get in trouble again.
I don't mind saying I've had to use a bail bond service, you know, in my younger days and stuff like that. It is very easy to go to jail. It is very easy.
A lot of people don't recognize how easy.
It's hard as hell to get out.
Well, I'll say this much. With the recent Great Reset, we can't say the C word on YouTube. The Great Reset that we recently had. Yeah, y'all just drive with your license suspended, do all that, because you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna give you a ticket, and then they're gonna call down to the city jail. The city jail, because they think that all us. Oh shoot, I said the C word. Now we going down the road.
Well,
here we go, Leon.
I know somebody who just went to Birmingham City Jail, you know, and now I know they tested positive COVID. And I'm not saying that. I mean, I kind of put a correlation. Wait a minute.
So it's a panty up in there.
I don't know, man, but you know when I mainly do Jefferson. I do Jefferson County. I do Birmingham City. I do Hoover. And I've done Pleasant Grove. I've done Hewitt.
One time from Sparks.
I've done Shelby County, you know, but you know Jefferson County, Birmingham, probably my main two, and you know especially last year it slowed down a lot bail bonding because you know, and then I started seeing stuff happening like hey, you know, the guards coming down with it. People come out of jail, you have to meet with them to sign paperwork, and hey, you just sit this far away from me.
Right.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but you said something that was interesting. You were talking about monetizing your time.
Yes.
Right. So as men, I think we tend to have that mindset a lot, right?
Right, we do.
How do you balance work and life if you grinding so hard?
I fail.
So what tips have you learned over the years? Because you've been at this 24 years at least. Because you wanted to be graduated on time.
Just try and listen to your partner more. I mean, I basically got out of a relationship, and she was like, you know, you'll come home with me and you'll fall asleep, but let somebody call you about making some money, you'll wake up and go do that. And I was like, damn, you know.
Yeah.
Because as men a lot, that's pretty much we got two purposes. Make kids and make money.
Pretty much.
And both of those take a lot out you.
And you know what's funny? I understand that you're saying it in jest and with a little.
I'm serious. Think about it.
I mean, you're saying that, but from what I've seen and just in experience, I hate to project, but it seems as though we do it so that she may have said those things.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, if I don't, no matter what I do, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if I don't do that, you're going to leave. But if I do that, you're going to leave. So no matter what, I'm going to do that.
And oftentimes I felt like here's a rock and a hard place. Like you want to go out and do these nice things, don't you?
Right.
Those nice things require money, you know.
And you ask for those things.
Because this boy on Facebook always eating good.
You know what?
Like, he'll mix a 5-star omelet with a lobster tail. That ain't cheap.
Man, I mean, I love to eat. I'm a slim dude, but I love to eat. I've been always trying to do that. Like, hey, it's time to eat, y'all.
But, I mean, like you said,
yeah, I saw you go get a burger last night.
Perfect example. That famous Marty's burger, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I just try to wait for it this time. Because normally I go to Marty's, I'm like, man, this is gonna be this much time. I said, you know what? Tonight I'm gonna wait for this burger.
Sometimes you just treat yourself. That's what you're saying. You just gotta take time to treat
Marty's,
yourself.
it was okay.
I was drunk, and I don't even drink like that. So
I like Marty's, but Marquelon, I don't know if I'm going back on my own recognizance.
Hey Travis, if you watching this live, where you at, bro? I'm going to get a Travis burger after this.
Yeah, I'm Travis.
Now, the Travis burger's a classic too. I didn't have one of years, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see if he over in Avondale today.
But that's just the thing. When you're dealing with women, a lot of times it is a rock and a hard place because the way that you are able to keep up, and they said the way that you get them is the way that you're gonna lose them. You know what I'm saying? Basically, how it go. If you come into the door and let's just say you was overly romantic, right? You was a wordsmith. Every word came out sounded like velvet and honey, right? And then all of a sudden, outside of that, as y'all get into a relationship, them words they gonna slack down some more, right? And then now somebody else come along with some velvet and honey in their voice, right? He taking the space of what she, you know, so this is how you got me, this is the way you gotta keep me. And it's hard either way it go because now it's expectations when you get somebody about where y'all gonna go. Usually you talk about trips and you know what I'm saying. You see all this pressure about going places and doing things. And if you don't do it, everybody gonna be like, well, you can find somebody else that's willing to take you to France or
Right.
blah blah blah.
That goes back to what I say all the time. Like, two things. First of all, I don't think as men we should actually worry about what the opposite sex thinks about us grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't nobody want to be broke. You want to be broke?
Nah, that ain't the point.
You want to lack?
I mean,
Do you want to lack?
Do I want to lack?
Yeah, lack. I don't want to suffer from lack.
But
So I get it.
But you gotta think about another thing too is understanding your needs from your wants, right? And so some stuff you just want just to have it, and it ain't necessary. You know what I mean? Like even with us working in our time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are better suited for a more leisurely life. Just to sit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not necessarily travel nowhere and do anything. To sit out on a land bank and fish. You know what I'm saying? That's your reset, right?
And you know, it's interesting, you know, because one day she used to say to me towards the end of my last girlfriend, she's like, "You just obsessed with labor. You just obsessed with labor." She just said, but growing up like I grew up, you know, my daddy always worked. You know, he working overnight in hotels. When he off, he driving Uber. I mean, that's just how I grew up. You know, you need to work if you know. That's how you gonna make money. You know. But the goal is not to work forever. Work, you know, the goal is always to get to that business where you say, hey, you know, what we call it, the cash flow quadrant. You know, you move from the employee to the self-employed to the business owner investor. That's the goal. Where, you know, hey, I don't have to go do this because basically,
make money while you sleep.
Exactly. That's the goal, and that's what I've been working towards building. Like, all right, you know, right now in this phase, like, all right, tax season 2022 coming up. So like, my tax season coming up. I'm like, all right. I want you to come in and do your taxes. Hey, are you interested in buying a house? I can help you with that. You know, you need to get a mortgage? I'm waiting for my mortgage license to come out from the state of Alabama now. Like, I can do that. I can do your mortgage loan as well. If you don't qualify, I can offer credit repair. I can help you with that. Once we get you to the point where your credit's good, we find you a house. You know, I can do your homeowner's insurance. I do your life insurance. I do your mortgage disability. You know, I can do all this stuff. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Try to have a one-stop shop.
I mean, over the years, man, I just gonna learn, man. I failed a lot. Like,
okay.
You gotta be able to,
right.
Let's segue into something you just mentioned.
Huh?
You talked about the credit repair.
Uh-huh.
There's so many people doing it, right?
Uh-huh.
What are some ways? Well, first of all, explain how your process works.
I mean, my process, basically, and I'll say this much, you know, credit repair is basically you disputing and going through stuff. And I didn't realize how in-depth it was. We didn't talk about adding trade lines, it's more advanced stuff. But basically, you disputing consistently. You're doing at least 8 rounds of letters disputing people. I was like, why didn't they charge so much? Because people can do it. But if you were trying to fix your own credit, it's a lot of writing letters, a lot of templates and stuff like that. Most people who run, you know, up and up credit repair businesses, they have software they pay a monthly fee for the imports, all this stuff that monitors all their clients. And they have clients of different rounds of letters, you know. So basic this credit dispute, you're doing at least 8 rounds of letters.
Wow.
You're doing at least 8 rounds.
And over what course? Like, is it 60 days, 126 months?
Yeah, we talking about minimum like 45 days on that first round, you know, and see what comes back. All right, you know, we sent this letter. Hey, this is not factual. We need to get this off, or this is not accurate, or my name is not this, or my address is not this. You know, just trying to get off. Because you have to go through the bureaus and the furnishers as well. People who actually apply this information.
That's what my next question was going to be. Because I tried the bureaus, right?
Yeah.
Did it 3 times, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Second and third round, it was like, well, we already looked at this stuff.
Yeah.
No, you didn't read the letter.
Exactly. You had to keep going over and over again. That's what it is. That's why it's like a minimum 8 rounds that you get into the more advanced dispute, you know. And you have something, and that's what lawyers and stuff come in like, hey, you know, you violate the Fair Credit Reporting Act and all that kind of stuff. The Fair Credit Dispute Act. You know, you trying to pull these laws in. It's not an easy process. You know, Maxwell. You know, Curtis. Curtis.
Another hustler from Ram. We breed hustlers, baby.
You know, he's the owner of a mortgage company.
Don't.
And he used to help people all the time, man.
Yeah, that did.
But, you know, the biggest thing I see is, man, the behavior, man. It's like, man, I will see people come in, we pull their credit, you know, just from a real estate perspective. Like, oh, you said you can't buy no house? Cause you had that Dodge Charger. Dodge Charger is the number one thing we should see people credit report.
Dodge Charger. With a 30% interest where you paying $800 a month because you got a heat.
No, in 2007, I kid you not, I promise to God, right hand up to God, Terry Spitzer owned Benchmark Chrysler Jeep and Dodge. Terry Spitzer hired me to work there. Now, I had a felony, and they didn't know I was going to end up going to prison. They really didn't know. But shouts out to Terry Spitzer for at least trying.
Right.
Okay. I'll never forget when we all found out that they were going to start making the Dodge Challenger. Right? Nigga. The like, everybody in the dealership was like, yo, we finna get paid. We finna get, and like
they did.
Right, and I had only been at the, well, they had already, no, so they came back out with the concept in 2006. It was supposed to go on sale in 2009, but they had the actual, you know, concept car that came out in 2007, like the one that you can drive and they show around and all that shit, go around to all the.
Right.
So I'm like, what do y'all, like, how do y'all, like, he was like, man, when tax season comes, everybody's gonna try to get this car. And he's like, and we're gonna all get them back and we're just gonna sell them again and sell them again. And like, so like they was talking about how they were just gonna sell the same car over and over and over again because it was gonna get repoed.
Yeah, they just go.
I mean, it's a cycle. I mean, it's a cycle. Buy here, pay here is a real thing because people need it. I mean, you get caught up on a situation. I mean, your car broke down and you got a car note. Like, okay, I can pay $4,500 to fix this car. I'm gonna get me a new car. What I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna work. I'm gonna get me a new car in a bad deal. That's what happens to people.
So, you said you're about to start doing mortgages.
Yeah.
Right now, what's the minimum score to qualify?
I would say 580, 620, man. 580, 620. That seems to be the sweet spot for most people.
That's amazing.
Well, so what kind of rates you looking at right there?
That's high.
Let's see. I'm going through the Rocket Mortgage, so I'm still waiting.
I need a house with a fucking
Shouts out to Dan Gilbert and the Cleveland Cavaliers, right?
I need a house with a pool.
I mean, we looking at, what I've seen most recently, like, 3.2.5, 3%, but it changes. You have to look it up every day. It changes.
Because the housing market is crazy right now.
What I'm saying in the housing market, and like I said, the last house I sold was in Crestwood.
Oh, you real estate too?
Yeah, that's my root. Real estate is the root of everything I do. Real estate.
My brother's in it right now.
It was a house in Crestwood. I sold this girl this house in 2015. And she was a doctor. She bought that house, and it was around election time. I remember she had been campaigning for somebody running for District 2 school board. That's how she found the house. I said, that's the house you want, And my partner was like, man, this house ugly. I said, man, this house gonna appreciate the value. I think she may have paid like $150, $160.
She probably put 50 in it, didn't she?
No, she didn't put 50 in it.
Oh, that?
No, they already had the house. She may have painted and did some other stuff, man. She sold that house for at least $100,000 profit.
Yeah. I was
you know what's
about 235.
And correct me if I'm wrong. On the low, like where Lloyd Nolan and all of that shit is in Fairfield, they got homes going for like 30, 40,000. People are coming in putting like 20,000 in and getting big bank back. Big bank back.
Now, Lord knows, I know what you're talking about though.
Oh, I'm trying to think of where it is. It's
behind
like
the Sonic and stuff. Behind CJ, what is that?
Fairfax folks. All right.
Yeah.
And I sold a house over there maybe about 2 years ago. It was the same thing. Kind of was like family people moved out. They went in and fixed the house up. I think we sold that house to that young lady for like 120, something like that.
So that's gonna lead me my next question.
It's going on the fence, Alabama too, y'all.
How are you, as a man of color, getting into those spaces where you're selling the houses in the neighborhoods that's really gonna appreciate? Like how?
It's a struggle, man. I'll be honest with you.
Because it's like everybody trying to sell houses.
It is. And you know Jeremy Norman, right?
Yeah. He got it on lock.
But see,
shout out Jeremy though.
Shouts out to his Atlanta thing he got going on.
And I shout out Jeremy because Jeremy and I used to talk about it all the time. Because Jeremy, when we first started, I was at Southern Real Estate Group. He was at Johnson Realty at that point.
Uh-huh.
And we were trying to do the CCA and the Certified Commercial Investment Manager. I started, Jeremy finished. He finished. And then I think
he sell commercial properties too.
Yeah. I do mostly commercial leasing, like people like, hey, I want to rent this office space. I kind of represent. That's called tenant representation, and I've done some tenant representation as well. I think Jeremy actually sold a big commercial property and used that to fund his real estate business. But he and I talk all the time. He said, man, I'm just gonna tell you, man. He said, I think I gotta get this Birmingham market because the houses, the areas we need to be in, the Homewood, Vestavia, the Mountain Brook, they just ain't really checking for it. I mean, you know, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I feel you know. So if you can get in them neighborhoods, it's good. You know, I think Lou Hill, maybe Clarence Graham, you know, a couple other people I see, because you know, they got the Birmingham Realtors Association now, you know, and they meet all the time. But those areas are just hard to break into.
I'm gonna say something that's probably gonna be controversial.
What else
Or
did
not.
you do?
What
else is
what I see about people who are not white, I'm gonna be very direct about it, selling in those areas, and I don't want anybody to take this any kind of way. There's a certain kind of look that they're looking for too. If you are attractive to white women as a black man, or you don't come off as
Threatening. I get you. I feel.
And I like when you say the non-threatening. It's gotta be the non-threatening.
You gotta know your shit. Let's be honest.
okay, right. If you
It's
are
like business though.
yeah, if you are a soft looking black woman, or if you're an extremely attractive young black woman,
Stacked.
you can get in. And I'm seeing it because I'm looking
It's
at
all
the
up and
ages.
down our timeline.
Right, and it's the ages that I'm seeing. I'm like, okay, XYZ's been selling homes longer than you, and they don't sell over there, but you.
It's definitely a certain level. I mean, and like I said, listen, I mean, I'm thinking we use Jeremy as an example because, you know, when Jeremy first started, you know, his company he built in Atlanta. I mean, and he told me, I mean, Jeremy's like, man, I think I'm finna move to Atlanta because I think there's gonna be more opportunity for black people over there, black people with money, you know.
Is he in Charlotte too?
He maybe.
He's all over the place. Literally.
He big.
Yeah.
But I remember he built that, and when he started his photo shoot, you saw all those beautiful black women. I said, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, man. But Jeremy, he understood it.
Yes, he understands the assignment. But that's what I'm saying, Marquelon. Even back when there was an Asian lady, Miss Kim.
Julie Kim.
I remember when she was young, boy. Y'all remember when she was young, boy. I mean, I ain't saying she ain't fine now, but she's aged. And you know, there's new.
She finds us seasoned saints.
But Julie Kim, baby.
She wasn't selling nothing under 2.5.
Boy, and you see in the Liberty Park, I was like, man, she's so
She the thing about it is that she got a foothold in those two communities in Liberty Park and Greystone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She says stuff now, but it ain't like it used to be.
And she don't have to.
So
She don't right.
But what I'm saying is her influence ain't the same now. So
you might be right though.
So now most because I'm big in looking at real estate.
No, I'm out here, bro. Yeah, I mean, my God.
Julie Kim is the Brock Lesnar of Birmingham.
Now
Now,
the house that she sell are not quite at the $1 million range. In Greystone, they in the 800, they in the 800, 8, 9. If you looking at $1 million, you usually ain't gonna see her face.
Speaking of Greystone, I'm not the only one that feels like Greystone has lost its love. I don't like Greystone the way I used to. I'm an Altadena man myself.
Yeah, but
I'm personally trying to find a block of land to build my own private spread on.
But you know what I'm saying.
I want a Benny Hunters, damn it.
But even okay, we can go into a bigger subject. So now you have billionaires buying up all the farmland.
Oh, and building these micro cities. You see that shit? I'm getting heavy about that. Yeah, they building the micro cities. I'm pretty sure you heard it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They got them in Texas, outside of Sugarland.
Yeah, I know what Dion did, because that's what he did.
That's what Elon doing.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what Elon doing.
Yeah, that's what Elon. But what's name ain't doing that. So
When Kanye tried to do it, everybody said, "You're crazy."
well, he did it. He bought a big chunk of land in
Was
Calabasas.
Yeah, Wyoming.
Oh, yeah, Wyoming.
Yeah,
And did he sell the property that he had in Calabasas though?
He's about to.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah,
Unless they get back together.
You gotta think about it like this. what are they control? What are they trying to control? And it looks like they're trying to control the food.
I don't think so. Because here's the thing. Kanye is smart.
Now I ain't talking about Kanye.
I'm just saying, in cases like Kanye,
You're right.
they are smart. What do you know Wyoming is paying people to buy property there?
Man, ain't nobody in Wyoming except for like
Exactly.
Jackson Hole.
I give you a story. A friend of mine, her brother is with Chase Bank, big wig.
Right.
Do you know they just paid this man high six figures to move to Wyoming to open branches?
Right. Not only that, they ain't got no speed limit in Wyoming.
Because they ain't got no people.
I mean, Wyoming got one congressional representative.
Yeah.
Like that represents population.
But
He's like his nearest neighbor lives 3 miles away.
But you gotta but let's think about it in a bigger picture, right? You can't remake land.
No.
Right. So you know what you can they Dubai maybe.
I mean, you gonna build an island.
Yeah. In the middle of water, you know what I'm saying? But
you say they going to where it's vacant, where nobody's at. They get
right,
this land.
And they buying up that land in big stretches. They buying up actually farmland. They buying up all these farms. All these people who doing it. So imagine. And this is what I was thinking about when Bill Gates was doing it. Bill Gates is the biggest owner of farmland in the United States, right? So and he was like, oh, why are you doing all these farms? I'm doing all this farm. Okay, so then he started telling people, stop eating meat. He said, he was saying, I don't see why people who make this much money is eating meat now. You should eat synthetic meat. And I was like, what the fuck is he saying? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? But then I thought about it. He owned the land. So the way that food for food to be consumed gonna start to be different, right? The way that I read in a book in Forbes in like 2000 where they said in the future the billionaires and trillionaires are gonna be the farmers because they're gonna be the ones that gonna know how to cultivate the land and be in control of the food, and everybody else is gonna be their minions to do what they say, because if you ain't got access to the food in a certain type of way, what can you say? You starve and die. You know what I'm saying? Like in a certain type of.
So that's probably gonna require, even though they're doing a little bit of it now, you got to prove that the current food that we're eating will kill you faster.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I take that back. You got to create a panic. Right now, they're telling you the food that we eating because it's processed is bad for you.
They are creating a panic. You can't get chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? You ran out of chicken wings
yesterday.
No, I'm just saying. At one point in time, they were saying it was a shortage on chicken.
I mean, it's always been a shortage. My mom was like, and my mom was realized last days in time, she like, you went to Walmart and saw that you can't buy certain things anymore, and now she got me looking whenever I go to the store.
Right, you go.
What is missing? What's
that I can't buy? It used to be out there all the time.
Well, you motherfuckers stop buying out for
another shortage on some hood shit is, remember, they was out of Hennessy.
Which they should be. It's disgusting.
I mean, but no, they was out of every cognac. In that, you know what I'm saying? That Moo Cow, all that, they ain't had none of that inside the ABC stores. You see what I'm saying? They can create a panic if they control the market. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that hard for you to go up there and say, oh, remember we had a little thing where they said the tomatoes had, you know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking more of a panic like the mad cow disease. That kind of panic.
Nah.
Like if
Not malaria.
Yeah, like you gotta create a panic like
Ebola, boy. Y'all know what's so funny?
It started by a fly.
There's a song by Wu-Tang Clan featuring Isaac Hayes called "I Can't Go to Sleep," and it's based off that "Walk On By" Isaac Hayes. But that nigga, I think it's a RZA. He said the Ebola virus. He was talking about the Ebola virus, but this is like years before the Ebola pandemic.
Well, but Ebola was bad in Africa.
Yeah.
So you know it's coming somewhere soon.
Yeah, that's the kind of panic we got to create for those guys to get rich.
No, we don't. You just got to keep it. If they own all the farms, they got all the money anyway.
People and all of that stuff, right? So I'm pretty sure they got paid for the vaccines. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like they make like they was giving vaccines for free.
Right.
You gotta buy. I mean, like if you own.
Somebody, we just had that conversation. The vaccines are not going to be free sooner or later.
Right.
Hey, well, it's going to be $300 to get this shot.
Right.
You know?
And so every year you want to get a booster shot.
No, that's not true.
You gotta get a booster.
The booster shot is for people who are immunocompromised.
That's what they're saying right now. Remember how this conversation started with this whole.
Well, then we'll revisit it this time next year.
No. Remember what they said when this the first time started? They were saying if you ain't have no symptoms. If you wasn't feeling a certain type of way, you know what I'm saying, and you didn't feel a certain kind of sick, you shouldn't go to the hospital, right? Certain people didn't have to wear masks. You know what I'm saying? They were saying all this stuff in the beginning, and over time, all that stuff changed. Everything changed to the worst of the worst, to the worst of the worst, to the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? So you can expect remember when they first said that you just take the 2 shots. You ain't gonna never have to take no booster shot. That's gonna be the shots that you're gonna take. You take your 2 vaccine shots and you're gonna be done, right?
Right.
Now, you move down into the year. Now it's like, okay, we got over 100 million people with the shot, right? So now you gotta get the booster shot. They're in structural.
So basically, you said it's gonna turn into the flu shot.
Yeah, every year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because remember, this is a mimic of the flu.
Right.
We've never got rid of a respiratory.
You got rid of the common
virus.
cold.
You know what I'm saying? We've never got rid of a respiratory virus like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I keep telling them, I'm like, why are y'all saying, why are they trying to make this like the chicken pox? This is not like the chicken pox. You see what I'm saying? This is a totally different thing. We've never got rid of nothing that fit in this lane.
Well, in the history of life period, the money is always in the treatment, not in the cure.
And you said 2 things. One, I think Justice just said that. I mean, anybody invest in Moderna? Because I mean, Moderna stock.
I get it. When it was like $14.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
God dog it.
And 2, somebody told me like, kids don't get the chicken pox no more. I was like, what? They like, no, they take the vaccine shot.
Yeah, they don't.
That's it. Man, that blew my mind. I was like,
but that's just it. They took a shot that can eradicate that particular thing, right?
And you said that's not going to be the case with respiratory.
Nah, that's not the case with that. Remember, they already talking about the mutations inside of what it is. It's like the flu. The flu mutate all the time. You don't get the same strain of the flu all the time. So now we got the Delta variant.
We got the divine 9 of COVID.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be the alpha, omega.
I mean, it's
the beta.
It's gonna be all
iota.
Man, y'all making it sound like hurricane season. Like every time worse every year. Like, oh, it's hurricane.
I mean, but it's just the talk. But here go the funny part about it is, only 5% of the people that said that out of the number of people that died, only 5% they can say actually died from COVID alone.
You said they had you said they had underlying conditions in addition to COVID.
Listen, not only underlying conditions, they said 4 different points. 95 of the people had 4 different contributors to death. You know what I'm saying? Who died from COVID. It wasn't just COVID. The people, only 5% of those cases.
So what you're saying sounds like, feels like, seems like, even looks like that.
COVID is the David Ruffin of all sickness.
Had they not gotten COVID,
I'm gonna tell you why.
Right. Because you said it was 4 points. It's the 5 temptations of death. if the other one never showed up, they'd have just lived on just fine.
No. What they're saying is inside that situation was that inside of those people that died, right? You can say COVID, right? But that don't necessarily mean they died from COVID. You see what I'm saying?
I said David Ruffin because
like it's a lot of different things. Like you had a heart attack, but you had COVID, right? You blamed it on COVID, but that heart attack
was actually killed you.
Right.
That's why I said it's the David Ruffin. Because there was one part of that movie where they was like, money makes you who you really are.
Right.
And that's basically what COVID is doing.
Right.
Making people's illnesses.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
They exacerbating
well, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that we don't do inside that situation.
Let's invest in a gym. I think we can make some money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. Like, after this is all over, healthy lifestyle gonna be the thing.
I mean, and it should, because, like I said, black folks as a whole, we don't eat good. We eat fried chicken.
But it's so good.
It is good. I mean, I like to eat, but I also eat a lot of salads and fruit.
I stopped eating chicken and beef and what's that?
You're an idiot.
So you went vegan or?
No, I ate pescatarian.
Right.
You're an idiot. Because I love me some Popeyes.
That's not an idiot.
And some...
You can still go to Popeyes.
Some mac and cheese.
But real talk, I have cut. I try to eat more fruits and vegetables.
Right.
I don't try to do as much fast food. So that burger you saw me have, that's probably the first burger I don't had in a while.
Man, I'm gonna tell you why I stopped eating meat. Period. Though, but I stopped eating, those kind of meats like that.
How they kill it?
Huh? No, I was messing around. I had pulled up in an Arby's, and they had that brisket sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, it was dripping with barbecue sauce. You know that thing.
I eat it already.
It was good. You know what I'm saying? I went in, I was eating that sandwich, I was on the road, I was driving, I was going over to somebody's house. And it felt like the world was sitting in my chest, like I couldn't breathe. And I was like, man, I'm eating this shit. I'm happy to eat it because I'm dog eating it too at the same time.
It's good.
It was good. And then I was thinking about it, man, but every time I eat meat, I feel different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even how long it's set in my system, all that kind of stuff like that. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna quit.
Alright.
I'm just gonna stop because my mom was a diabetic. My mom died. You know what I'm saying? She could never get her diabetes under control, no matter what it was. We used to eat beets and stuff like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just different little stuff. But she always ate meat, blah blah blah, this that and the other. And then I was looking at some certain things that were saying like meat is a big contributor to diabetics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How it triggers the diabetes in a certain type of way. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what happens if I stop eating. Man, I started feeling so much better when I stopped eating meat.
You can't go back to eat meat.
Right. I can't even go back.
Exactly.
But
I ain't stopping. I do it in moderation.
You know what? I'm the same way, man. That's why like, if I ever stop, you ain't able to go back. So man.
Yeah. So but it,
I don't want to go back.
Right. It's just one of those things. Like once you get into the groove of doing it, it ain't hard for you to just keep doing it. You just, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga, you're not motivating me. I'm not stopping.
No. I'm not trying to make nobody stop eating meat. That ain't my.
But think about people who eat like hot dogs every day. Like,
Bruh,
Yeah.
it just said every hot dog you eat take 36 minutes off your life.
I mean, and you know, especially when I
Fucking
was-
sneaky Pete's.
when I exclusively worked downtown, I used to get like hot dogs and that stuff all the time.
Gusses.
I'm like, I can't.
Right.
Because after a while, you start feeling like I'm eating a hot dog every day. This is not good for me.
And like I say, it's a big difference in just how you feel. Like
Yeah.
even the way that you feel.
I'll go without meat for like a week at a time. Like just
Yeah.
clear my system out.
Right.
And it does feel different. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
but I ain't
yeah.
quitting cold turkey
Like-
up there.
Like to eat a sandwich and ride down the road and start feeling sleepy. You know what I'm saying? Like
The ice.
You know what I'm saying? Like it come up on you like that. That shit, it don't happen like that when you eating different. You see what I'm saying?
Eating fruit and vegetables. That's
And
gonna be
I think all of us in there are in our 30s, right?
And sugar, good.
Fucking acid reflux is real. Like that's why I slowed down on the meat.
I don't get that stuff.
It's coming, my boy.
It's just a slow deterioration of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
It's kinda-
And you have to notice that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. As you get older, you start to adjust. I promise
you
you.
have to just
Especially when you date younger women, you start like, oh, I gotta adjust.
yeah,
I gotta adjust. Me and Taz had a conversation about that outside on the street with us.
Yeah.
Adjust what you eat, do yoga, all that stuff.
Hey, dating young women as an older guy.
Exactly.
And then it's a real thing. And then on top of that, the one thing that you become inside that situation, you become a teacher. Right? So it's kind of true. Because really you molded them in a certain type of way because it's certain things about life they don't know. So when you going in there, you date them and this, that, and the other, they invigorating you to go do some things, right? And at the same time, you giving them a knowledge that's indescribable that they can't get from somebody even dating their own age because they, you know what I'm saying, don't have that same kind of experience. And it'd be hard to tell. Like even talking to my son, I was like, you gonna lose at least 2 or 3 girlfriends to an older dude. And I ain't saying that to be funny. I'm saying it because it's certain things you ain't able to do at the moment that they able to do. You know what I'm saying? By they taking all these trips and shit, these girls ain't taking these trips on their own dime all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's some dude up there that's taking the pictures that you ain't seeing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's there doing that whole thing. And he happy to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he keep his options open. Because all I got to do is tell you about what I did.
Oh, because he know he finna go back to the room.
Oh, yeah. I'm on. And then next year I might be with the friend that came with her. Because she ain't got nobody to do it for. And the only person she know to do it for is him.
And boy, these chicks in their 20s these days can drink their asses off.
Man.
Right. But
I tried it once. I can't do
okay,
it.
so before we get up out of here, I want to go into one more subject. I know you said something about it, spoke on it a little bit with this whole Sha'Carri Richardson situation and how everything that transpired with her. Now, around people thinking, a lot of people saying that she get picked on, being a woman and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they being mean spirited and all this kind of stuff that go along with how things transpire. It's almost like, especially in this culture today, it's like if you say something about something, even if it's critical in any kind of way, you hating or you trying to destroy somebody, or you know what I'm saying? Like oh, you can't do it. Why you saying something about it? But we speak about shit we don't do all the time. Like people speak on politicians,
but they ain't running for office.
Yeah, they ain't in charge, and they ain't never been in charge of shit. But you know what I'm saying? You can speak on. You'll say Donald Trump is a terrible leader, or whatever, right? You've never led nothing. You never negotiated a deal. You never did nothing like that. But you saying that because you got an opinion. People are opinionated. Now, one of my big things about the whole situation in general was that I don't have no problem with somebody doing their personal life and what they do and how they do it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different stuff that going on. But the thing about it is know your opportunity, right? And understand, don't play the victim in a certain, don't, and this is the key, she was not playing the victim role, right? The people that was looking on tried to make her into a victim.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By arguing with other people about the situation. I think now it's turned into a whole thing. Since after this last bomb,
She lost in the Jamaican.
it was came in last. It kind of triggered because it was certain people saying certain things, and people didn't like it then, and they definitely don't like it now because they feel like they're picking on her for being in that spot. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot to say.
He just going on.
No. But my point was in the beginning, one of the first things I said personally, I said when she tested positive for marijuana, I said she did it on purpose.
You said she did it on purpose.
Yeah, she did it on purpose.
think the pressure got to it?
I don't even think the pressure got to a thing. It was more, well, you can't say pressure in a certain type of sense, but I felt like
I feel like she smoked because she smoked.
Okay, she smoked,
right,
but
she from one of them.
No, she smoked because she smoked, but you know the rules. You know, this is the biggest time in your life.
So what
you
you
want
saying
to
is she's been smoking, but why she get caught this time?
No, what he's trying to say is, he been trying to say what he's trying to say, but he didn't say what he's trying to say.
I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm saying I felt like she did it on purpose because at that particular point in time, it was almost like a calculated thing. The height of what I did was I won the trials, right? I can't beat them bros.
Oh, okay, that's what you
Yeah,
think.
I'm saying. I can't beat them bros.
Okay,
I can't beat them bros. And I'm not gonna go over there and get embarrassed.
What's interesting to me, I'm gonna say this because you've just been going on.
So
and you ain't getting nobody else a chance to look.
I'm getting a check. Go ahead.
I wanted to hear what Marquelon was gonna say first. I'm gonna let Marquelon say first. We just had to stop it. So we get it. You thought that she didn't want to win. That everybody got an opinion about.
No, I don't think that she didn't want to win.
Oh, okay. Or did she think she didn't want to compete?
She couldn't win.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And everybody has an opinion about either her appearance or her behavior, X, Y, Z. Okay, what do you think about the whole?
I mean, when she came into, I think that she made a mistake of getting caught doing it because obviously she's been doing it up until now, so she did something different.
Right.
She did something different.
Well, she didn't get caught. Yeah, she did something different.
She just like, oh, I'm just gonna start smoking that shit.
You see where I'm coming from?
You know, probably because what happened with her mother. You know, I wasn't that upset, and I think I did ask this question. People like, she just failed and stuff like this. You know, but I like, well, somebody posted on my comments like, I don't blame the IOC and these other countries from keeping her out because they were trying to get the IOC to overturn it. You know.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we didn't overturn it because these other countries are like, if it's somebody you know that's a threat to you, I'm gonna get rid of them. And this is an easy way to get rid of her.
Yeah.
You know.
And she knew that.
Oh, all right. And so I'm gonna say this much. As far as her performance on the track, she lost. Let's acknowledge that. She didn't look like she was in particularly great shape.
Right.
She has a perennially terrible start. She talked about that. Now, is there anything wrong with me saying she lost? She normally has a bad start. When you're up against women who are in shape and got better starts than you, the chances are you're going to lose. I didn't have to diminish her character.
Right.
I didn't have to call her a hoe. I didn't have to say she was an embarrassment to look. People have said that. I didn't have to say she was an embarrassment to the whole entire black community. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to say that she represents us all. I didn't have to say all of these things that people say. I said something on my page. I said at 21, a lot of y'all niggas, because there's a lot of dudes that the time she came out, because she had a wig, because she was brash and all that stuff, it was a lot of dudes that hated on her, hated her out. Oh man, she ain't even got to the Olympics yet. It's just like, but god dang, man, can we just be happy? You know what I mean? Can we just say, man, like, bro, like Giannis just won the NBA championship. Y'all was live about that. Candace Parker got put on the cover of NBA 2K22. Y'all was upset.
Who was upset?
Y'all see, look, y'all Look.
I didn't say Candace Parker. She married that nigga from Duke.
No.
I hate every Duke player.
No.
She married Sheldon Williams. I hate her for that.
I didn't see a lot of that particular kind of.
I'm saying I'm
from different people.
I'm letting you know this is not
This is what you said.
This is what I saw. This is what I saw, and this is the thing. Other people have been saying that they see this, and I'm not just post. I don't make posts in vacuum.
Right,
and I got 38.
And that's why I didn't comment on none of those.
I got 3,800 Facebook friends. So just I see a lot of shit that folks say, and so I posted at 21. You was on a college campus running a train on a spiritually underdeveloped and an emotionally underdeveloped young woman. Ooh. But Sha'Carri gets out here and she acts immature. But all of a sudden, you're a maven on how 21-year-old people behave.
I'm just gonna say you ain't shit for that.
Hey, look, no, because our thing.
It's a lot of truth in what you said.
Our thing is when we want to chastise, when we want to criticize, we wrap ourselves up in our self-righteousness.
We forget that we were in that similar position.
Ooh, baby. But here I am in front of you, Alabama inmate serial number 268718. I have not forgotten. I ain't forgot what I did. You understand what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to sit up here and say, Sha'Carri's bad for this reason, she's bad for that reason, she's bad for that reason, and not think about the fact that I did 84 miles per hour just to get to the Galleria one time, and all it took was one motorcycle. All it took was, you know what I'm saying? So we're all one bad decision away from having a terrible image and having other people tear down our image. I understand how people feel about what she said about Allison Felix.
No, I got that one. That was true.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying,
don't praise me in public. But you don't talk to me in private.
You don't talk to me in private. But you want to praise me in public. That's fair. But it's also, but I understand what people are saying like, well, y'all may not have the relationship, and she said something out, you know what I mean, that she felt like could reach you. But I'm saying that's possible. I didn't say that I agree with.
Oh no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm talking about Allison Felix.
All right, okay.
And
another thing, but they went so far, and this is what I'm saying. Like, people are acting like they're not purposefully bullied. They don't like her. It is that much.
But you know what?
It doesn't matter if she had won that race and she came out. I told y'all I was that girl. People would have said, "There she go with that ghetto ass behavior again."
I think that's the play, though. To be honest with you, I'm starting to feel like that's the play because, wait, hold on.
She's 21.
Name me a sport where there has never been a villain.
That's right.
Name me one.
Are you saying she's the hill or track right now?
I'm saying she's only. No, but the thing is, you have to understand she's only a heel because of black respectability, politics, and social construct. Okay, and this.
So she's embracing it.
Wait. They said that she hates black women, but here she is, a queer black woman with a black girlfriend. I'm trying to understand.
I didn't know she was gay.
I know she was gay, but I've never heard none of this. I'm a lot of stuff that you're saying. It ain't something that came across me that I've heard. Like
I'm telling you, look, I'm on
we in
Twitter.
different circles.
I'm on Twitter heavy. We both are friends with Ronald Bush. Let's just call it what it is. I love Bush. But he was riding it down. He rolled it down.
I wasn't looking at his post.
You know what I'm saying?
Anytime I saw him,
Bush went full Django Unchained.
So he went full retard. He never went full retard.
That's my nigga.
The only reason why
the shit was funny.
I kind of avoid it because you can't even have a constructive criticism conversation about it without certain people feeling a certain type of way about it.
You feel like
I just think
right.
If the people around her are smart, keep her in that villain space because that's gonna bring you more money.
No, it's not. It's been very damaging. No, it's not, because it's been very damaging to her. And
how do we know this?
She says it out loud, and it's in the way that she behaved. She's
behaving like a chick that's from the 5th Ward in Dallas, where she's from.
You know what? And this is why we trivialize mental health.
Okay.
And I'm saying,
I'm just telling you.
Look, bro.
When the last time you seen somebody in track that was a villain? The last good villain track and field had was Ben Johnson. And that nigga got caught cheating.
No, it was Donovan Bailey. It was Donovan Bailey, but that's neither here nor there.
That nigga still older than both of us.
Right. But my point is, you're saying keep her as the villain. Number one, that's not what she wants to be. Before you say anything, I don't care what you want. What's important is what Sha'Carri Richardson wants. And that's not what she wants. Number two, people are bullying her. Whether you want to say that's true or not, I see it on Twitter. I see it on Instagram. We've seen the memes. We see it all. When you talk big, you lose big. The same thing happened to Simone Biles. You know, and I felt like Simone Biles used mental health when she came out. When she came out, she had terrible passes, and she used mental health
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. They was really fucking with her. How you gonna tell me I gotta change my routine because I've been kicking y'all ass for so long? I've been beating y'all ass for so long. You gotta change the rules just for me?
Time out.
I got different rules?
Time out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Time out. Her doing the things that they told her that she couldn't do didn't stop her from doing the things that they said. She chose not to do those things.
Yeah,
she could have very well did that shit and still remained the legend that she was. Right. Look, Eric Gusta said it earlier. Excuses are the
excuses are tools of incompetence,
exactly.
monuments of nothing.
Exactly.
Those who use themselves I'm about to end.
But we're not doing that, Max. What we're talking about is the way that a person is treated. You want her to remain a villain.
I want her to do what she want to do. I just feel like she's embracing the villain role.
You know what the difference in what it is that you're saying now for her, and opposed to another side of the situation, right? Is you saying it because she's a girl?
No.
Wait. Well, I'm gonna explain why most people gonna say you saying it because it's a girl. Because when Floyd Mayweather became the villain, when everybody was talking about him, bullying him about what he was doing, he running, he ducking, he hiding from people, blah blah. But he fought everybody, right? But they still called him out on that, right? LeBron James, if he ain't the most bullied athlete in the history of sports,
and we always talk. Look, I'm not saying it because Sha'Carri is a woman. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying, but
because I just brought up Simone Biles.
You making it an emphasis because
no.
Okay, you don't never say nothing about.
I think he's placing more emphasis on her age. Because
I feel like I'm the only one listening to the things that I'm saying.
Hold on, you just said it's a 21-year-old girl.
I'm acknowledging variables. And I'm acknowledging, and there's a plethora of variables at play here. And I even spoke about people and their self-righteousness. But that was entirely worked over because we all have our own opinion. And y'all married to y'all's. What I'm saying is I recognize nothing that y'all saying is untrue. Nothing that I'm saying is untrue. But the fact of the matter is this: people's opinions are coming up again. People's opinions of her are only made because they're opinions of themselves. On something.
Oh, okay.
I feel like
even with that said, all the things that you said, even concerning her, right?
I'm never do that.
No, I get what you're saying.
But they said that about every major athlete that's especially male. If you male and black in this world, you've been through whatever she's been through 10 times over. Especially on the level of success. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
You fucking up the bag.
Look what they did to Colin Kaepernick.
And Colin Kaepernick is still paid $20 million from Nike.
So she got a Nike contract too.
The point, and that's the point that I'm saying. But the point that I'm making is a lot of people are saying this shit like she's destroying her life.
You say they coming down on so hard, and I definitely agree with you on that. I see older people.
I'm not disagreeing with them on that.
Older people have a habit of jumping on younger people.
That goes on in Birmingham every day when it comes to.
Did that. I would never go to these clubs 20 years ago.
But even inside of that though, like I said, it became a big deal, and it became an even bigger deal once what's the name? Simone Biles had her incident. Right, everybody was saying mental health thing. She taking a
mental health
a great stand. You know, saying she being brave. Listen, I understand.
What Marquelon just said though just happened this week actually about the older and the younger people not seeing eye to eye. We just had a whole freaking mayoral election that dealt with that.
I mean, but even inside of that situation, what I'm saying is this has always been the construct of people looking on to whatever it is that they watching, especially in sports, You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing even remotely close to new.
So-
and the pressures behind that is either you gonna stand up to it and push for.
So
Look
do
at
y'all-
Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis was in the trap. You know what they were talking about him? He was sis. You know what I'm saying? The little sis ass dude run up and down. You know, blah blah blah. He went and sung the national anthem and destroyed. You know,
terrible.
destroyed it.
But do y'all think?
He took 10 times way more criticism in his time than she taking right now.
False.
But do y'all think, had she not done that interview, do you think the backlash would have been the same?
Yeah, and you know what? Had she not, she lost. She did the interview. It was a double whammy.
I agree with you.
I think the loss, it would have been over.
The loss
Sunday.
The loss was
But
bad.
the interview carried on.
The loss.
Yeah,
the
they
loss was
perpetuated
bad.
it.
The loss was extremely bad.
But the jokes would have been like, you should have stayed on the weed.
It maybe even still, but the loss is bad. But people were gonna talk about it talking trash. You know who they weren't gonna talk about talking trash? The same person that quit at the Olympics. She quit. Simone Biles. She did it. She did it in a quiet way. Goat here, goat on the thigh. The point that I'm making, Sha'Carri faced the music at the end. You didn't like what she said or how she reacted to her own loss. Man, you're supposed to be more. There's people that feel like
she's supposed to be more humble.
it's supposed to be more humble.
You said people putting themselves in a position, but if they had been in her position, they would have done the same thing or worse. Is what you saying?
They probably wouldn't have spoke, actually.
No, I'm saying you have a lot.
I wouldn't have spoke.
I would have did the Tupac.
There's some people that wouldn't have spoke. There's some people who would have spoke and felt like they would have been more measured in their comments. Like even right now in the way that I'm speaking, right? There's some people who felt like I didn't have my best performance. I'll be honest with you. I didn't train well. I had bad week practice and all that stuff. That's what they want.
Yeah.
But what she gave them was honesty.
Right.
She showed them who she truly.
And in that, it's consequence to that. You're right. Then she showed who she was. But like we was talking about earlier, right? It's an etiquette to this, right? It's an etiquette to your business that you're gonna be doing. Her bag ain't get messed up because she smoked weed. Her bag increased after she smoked weed, right? Her bag may be affected now about how she conveyed herself to
It won't be.
Absolutely not.
And this is why I say the villain role comes in.
It depends
because
it depends on if she's in that state of mind to be able to embrace it that way. Okay, so she came out there on
Nike's finna treat her like they did Charles Barkley back in the 90s.
People's feelings. Look,
They gonna play on that. If they smart,
you know what's funny?
they would.
OnlyFans on Monday. Y'all niggas can't fuck on camera no more. OnlyFans on Friday. Go ahead and fuck on camera.
That's OnlyFans. But that's
No, it's not OnlyFans. That's you. No, I'm saying it's a.
You do realize that option is not gonna be there.
That's a case study. That's a case study in sociology.
It's not really a good one because the only reason
It's sociology.
if OnlyFans can't work it out to where the banks
will
actually
finance them. Yeah.
Okay,
That's what it's about.
It's gone.
The only reason people are upset with Sha'Carri Richardson is because this behavior is on display on TV. You're embarrassing us as black people. Any other time, we love this behavior. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it because I'm tired of playing it. I'm tired of playing this fucking game. I'm tired of playing this fucking game. I'm tired of playing this fucking game because when the name is Portia, it's cool. When the name is Candy, it's cool. I'm tired of playing this fucking game with y'all. Stop playing with me.
But you turn on
Reality TV to see this.
See the dog and pony show. You can't see them make a fool out
So
of it.
that's what I'm saying. Like it's selective outrage.
No, it's not selective outrage. Put it like this.
It's not right, but you're right.
Okay.
I want to see my afterlife this way, but I want to see my Real Housewives at the food.
The Real
This is the only
Housewives.
time I agree with Meghan McCain.
The Real Housewives.
These nigga.
The Real Housewives getting paid to be the minstrel show, right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is her
Whoever
bottom.
said it was a minstrel show?
Shit, you know it's a minstrel. It ain't none of that shit ain't real.
No, time out. Because Mob Wives, was that a minstrel show?
Yes.
Well, they're minstrels? What's a minstrel?
I mean, you know.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm talking
God!
about.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and the
you know
point that
that.
I'm trying to make to you
It's the same silly concept.
But now, no. The thing is, now it's out of the confines of Mona Scott, and it's out of the confines of Mary Ellis Bueller.
So basically, you're saying black behavior is like the crack epidemic. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it until it affects white America, huh?
No, it's not even it.
White people was doing
No,
it. So
it's not on it.
White people do it, but
Well, until a certain segment of white America is affected. How about
look
that?
at Jersey Shore people.
Yeah,
They did it, but they
They
got
was worse than, and we said the same thing about them. the same situation going on about them. So, talking about portion them.
When they fix themselves up, when they fix themselves up, and they got too mature, what do we get next? The Floribama.
Okay.
Now it don't even show up. Now we got a ridiculousness on MTV. But I'm saying, like, we're talking about this stuff, but we're forgetting that we lived in this society for a very long time, and none of this stuff is new. None of this stuff is new. It's not. It's not, because LeBron James, you can talk about, they hated LeBron James when he was in Miami. He went back to Cleveland. Oh, they loved him again. He left Cleveland, now they hate him again.
Yeah, but the one thing about LeBron James is you're going to always be able to say he carries himself in a certain way.
LeBron takes it.
No, wait. Well, LeBron told them folks that they was going to wake up broke in the morning. Time out, bro. No.
But
I love media and current events.
But even inside of them, inside of him saying that, he can have a conversation on TV in a way to where he can explain himself. Yeah. He can explain himself.
I feel this is a really good part.
I know, but we got to guess. He got moves to make.
You got moves to make. Bro, man,
Please do, man. Yeah, definitely.
So we'll have him back again, and we're gonna finish some of these conversations. They get deep sometimes, but
hey, can we? I mean, well, if you leave, can we still have a little run over?
well, we got an hour sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, man.
Bring that same energy tomorrow.
So, you know what I'm saying? I like to thank Marquelon for coming in.
Appreciate you,
know
I appreciate y'all.
I'd like to thank our sponsor,
Executive Art.
Executive Art.
It's the only one today.
Yeah, the only one today. And we are Assholes Anonymous.
Appreciate you.
Thank you and good night.
We out.
I appreciate